What's going on, everybody, man? We're chilling here in PR, and this is just the beginning of a great podcast to be. And I'm here with my cousin Alvin. He's here in Puerto Rico. He's visiting, and this man is into movie filming, investing, and a lot of other great things that we're gonna learn from him about today. So, Alvin, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Hey, first of all, I want to say I appreciate the time that you have taken to teach us a little bit about you. Things that I already know, but we want the audience to know maybe, what you have been through or the things you have learned or the things you are doing can help some people out there. So that's one of the reasons that, that we're doing this podcast as well. So it's your first time in PR. It's been how many years since you first
Wow, probably over 20 years.
20 years. Oh, wow.
All right. So just to let everyone know, my name is Alvin de Jesus Diaz. I was born in 1986 in San Juan, Puerto Rico. My dad chose to go to the United States when I was 4 years old. So I automatically started speaking English. And then slowly but surely, I started understanding Spanish. And then later on in life, I started speaking Spanish. So now, this year, my father wanted to go to Puerto Rico and do like a father and son trip. And when I came here, I met Steven. I haven't seen him since he was a youngin'.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of interested that he's doing a podcast because I'm in the film industry. And I'm kind of learning the whole industry, how to do podcasts, how to be an actor, how to cut and edit. So this is interesting.
Yeah.
So this is my last day here. We might as well record this so we can get to know each other better. So basically, this is the first interview that we're going to do so we can get to know each other.
Yeah. I've been doing podcasts for a while now, but I haven't done any in English. So this is like a challenge. But this is the first time for everything. Usually the podcasts that I do have to do more with basketball, sports, and they've been going good, man. I can't say they've been bad, but I've been having a lot of things going on with family and everything, so I had to stop for a while. But when Alvin came and he started talking to me about all the things that he's doing with social media and filming, I was like, yo, man, I want to get back into doing podcasts. So I was like, I would like to interview because, I want to start interviewing people. And I believe everybody on this earth has something to provide for others or something to give to make things better on earth or for other people.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I want to interview people, because I believe everyone has a history that I can take some from. You guys can take some from, and we can learn from each other and be a better person.
Correct.
So why not start with my cousin? We have great talks ever since he got here, and he didn't think I spoke English. So he was like, how am I gonna talk to this guy when he speaks good Spanish? But he was afraid, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's all about communication.
Yeah.
So we're all storytellers in a way, right? So I didn't know that they can understand English and speak English. So now I'm impressed. So let's start from the beginning. Basically, your grandmother is my mom's sister.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
So we're at my aunt's house right now.
So yeah, it's not like we're cousins from the first line. We're kind of like, it's like the second
cousins.
Yeah, second cousins. So yeah.
And like I said, my parents decided to move to the United States, and I started learning how to speak Spanish, and now we can communicate. And
But you always understood Spanish.
Yeah.
It was just a talking part, right?
Correct. Later on in my 20s, I started working for the Department of Education, doing collection work. So I had to speak to people and call everybody around the United States. And there's some people that only strictly speak Spanish. So my manager was like, hey, Alvin, you're Puerto Rican, speak Spanish. And I'm like, oh. And I just had to do it. And being forced to do it made me understand how to speak Spanish naturally. And it just came out. So now we can communicate with each other.
Yeah.
And it's good to be bilingual. I feel like it's having two personalities. I can speak English very good and tell stories very well. I'm very humorous. Yeah. But when it comes to Spanish, I can't. I sound like I'm 5 years old again. But either way, they're telling me that I speak very well. So why not?
I mean, if you were translating, you had to speak very, very well Spanish, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was broken down in a way, but I got by.
But something that you just said, I want to say is I'm glad you said it. You said that it's worth, you need both to be bilingual, and you need Spanish and English. Like right now, when you look into the States and everything that's going on with the new laws that, the Trump and everything, getting all these undocumented people out, and, you can see how much they bring to the country, and how much you need Spanish, how much you need English. So, it just proves that what you just said, that we need these, and it's very useful for our country, because right now you want to get rid of all these people, and they mean a lot to the country, man. They're providing and they're helping others, people that can't speak Spanish.
Yeah, and they're doing the jobs that some Americans don't want to do. So my experience here, I see people getting inside food trucks, sitting on the side of the road, selling meat, selling soda, selling candy, whatever it takes. So you got to have the hustle. And they're not really about materialistic things. Yeah. It's about having shelter. It's about taking care of your family. So I'm seeing this, and it's actually helping me out, and I'm inspired. Because if you want a hot take, I believe religion and sports can sometimes be a distraction. Yeah. And you need to get to know your family well. So 99% of my family is Jehovah's Witness. So when I was in the United States, I didn't have that much family. Everyone was in Puerto Rico. So I say I'm a product of my environment. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, down south. Brockton is the city I'm from. Rocky Marciano, Tom Brady, New England Patriots,
stop.
You know what I mean?
We're editing that
We're always killing it, and that's why he's mad. So, but either way, we're the city of champions. But he knows more about sports.
I hate to say it, but they are. Boston's great. I mean, I have anything against them. It's just when it comes to sports, it's not like hate. It's just that much of a respect that if you're the enemy, I'm not gonna. I don't like you because right now you're too good. So I gotta beat you. That used to be my problem with Kobe Bryant. You see, people used to think I hated Kobe, and I was like, no, I never hated Kobe. He was great. The problem with me was if you're that great, I gotta beat you.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm not gonna like you.
Yeah. So
that's my problem with Boston. Some people be like, you're always hating on Boston. I'm like, I don't hate Boston. It's just they're too good. Yeah. And they're on top. I want to be on top because I'm a Miami Heat fan. Awesome. So there's been a war going on always between Miami and Boston. But I mean, Boston's been at war with everybody.
Yeah, but Tom Brady's retired, so now.
Yeah, we're not gonna discuss that. But yeah, man, like we need both. We need everybody. We need either the Spanish people that speak Spanish, English, whatever. Because he couldn't speak that well Spanish, but he was helping Spanish people that were providing work and money to the country. So we need each other. So I just wanted to leave that message out there before we continue with our talk. And I'm glad you said that. You need to be bilingual. You need to, and even if you're not bilingual, you should try to learn not even Spanish, at least another language, so you can help other people. You never know what that where it can take you in life. And here in the States, I mean, we're in Puerto Rico right now, but we're a U.S. territory, and a lot of Americans don't know that. But when you speak other languages, there's always something you can provide for somebody that's coming brand new, and you can help them instead of being, racist and be like, go back to your country, because you don't know what that person can bring to this country.
Correct.
And at the end of the day, when you look back in history, there's like so many immigrants that lifted this country up. Yeah. So Puerto Rico and the States. So I'm glad you said that. And you see from that, just out of that sentence that you made, we can reason on the things that we need right now, and that that can help each other as humans. Yeah. So
one hand washes the other. So we all have stories, and we all see things differently. Yeah. So it's all about the perspective of things. Yeah. And you also got to talk. Everyone wants to debate and be angry and yell, and then violence happens. Yeah. And then nothing gets done.
And that takes you to another message. Like what's quick, it's not worth it. Because violence is quick. You can be violent quick.
Yeah, I can punch you in the face.
Yeah, you can punch anybody in the face. It's easy to punch somebody in the face.
But proving someone wrong.
Yeah, but it's not easy to walk away. It takes a man to be like, nah, man, I have a lot to lose. Yeah. And right now it's easy to get rid of the immigrants. But, what do they bring to the country?
Yeah, who's gonna do the work?
Who's gonna do the work? You feel me? So it's easy to just like get them out. But when they were doing work for you, when they were lifting the country up, you were not even helping them.
It was so convenient.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, so I appreciate that you brought those words up, and it's nice that even though you couldn't speak the language, fluently, you still decided like, wait, nah, I'm gonna help these people.
Well, yeah, because
you remember your roots.
That's one thing that's important is servicing others. You know, without hoping for something back. You know, helping out a stranger, donating money to the charity, opening a door for somebody, helping out an elderly woman. Those are the things that I'm about.
And I'm glad you bring that up because that was going to lead me to one of my questions. And I already know the answer because we've been talking, these past days. But you said something right now. It's good to give to give to people without wanting something in return.
Mm-hmm.
And you spoke to me about some of the work you have done, and you never got nothing back. But right now you're seeing results.
Well, yeah.
So you want to talk to them about that?
Well, positive meeting gets positive results. So, me seeing my dad have confidence, speaking to people, letting them know about him and what he went through, gave me the confidence to let people know what I'm about. So it's basically just helping people reach their dreams. For instance, when I was young and I was in high school, I wanted to learn how to breakdance. So I started seeing some people breakdance, and I wanted to learn. So what do? You have to practice. Practice makes progression. And then slowly but surely, I started breakdancing. And then now I'm building my character. Now I'm getting stronger. Now people want me to go to their parties. Now girls are like, hey,
you can dance.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go out on a date. I'm getting hollered at. So now I'm like, okay, I got to start building more abilities. So that got me into many doors and many places. And then now I'm learning more talent. And that got me to getting into the film industry because I love movies, and every time a movie was done and I saw the credits of people's name, I just shut it off. I was like, what's all this?
I think everybody does.
Exactly. No one sits. Really, Marvel made people sit through the credits so they can see, what's going to happen, the ending scenes, whatever. And now I appreciate it. Those names are all the people that made that movie happen. So we got to give them credit because if you have a favorite movie, you got to give credit to the people who dedicated time to make that movie.
And most of the time, the people that really did work hard, you don't even see them in the movie.
No, you never see a producer, a director. Yeah. So, that was around 2011. Every year he started calling me and I was doing whatever it takes, So then around the pandemic, no one was working, no one was doing anything, everybody was online. So he called me and he was like, hey, I got a major project. We're putting money into this project. And you helped me all these years, I want to put you on. So he gave me like a role. And then, we was on set with high quality cameras, more people on set, helping out. And I started seeing like the results, like, wow, this can actually be something, right? And
that's interesting, man, because to you people out there that have a project in mind or want to start doing something, you don't really need all that much money. You don't really money is not the main character. The main character is the people that believe in you,
mm-hmm.
people that want to work with you. Because all these people believed in them, and they started working for them for free. What's the guy's name?
Rui Lopes.
Rui Lopes. So these people believe in Rui, and they weren't getting paid, man. So if you want to start a project, just get the right people that believe in you, and they're going to be with you from the beginning all the way to the top. Yeah. Now, you cannot forget the people that started with you in the beginning. All right, so shout out to Rui. he did a good thing, and to other people that believe in him, because right now you guys are kind of getting there.
The ball's rolling, So just to back up a little bit, basically Rui was like, "Hey, you've been helping me out all these years. What can I do for you?" And I was like, "Well, if you could record me breakdancing, do a little video for me because I know in the future I'm not going to be breakdancing." So he was like, "I bet. How about you tell people what inspired you to breakdance?" So therefore, I wrote something down and then he put it behind a video, and we called it What Inspires You. So it was perfect. The test audience loved it. So therefore, I was like, hey, let's continue interviewing people who have talent. And now let's create episodes, right? What Inspires You episodes. And we got about like 16 episodes with different people. A painter, an athletic person that does fitness, someone that plays the piano, whatever. It's all about talent at the end of the day. And you want to showcase it to the world. So then we started a private launch and we invited people. We invited the Boston Globe, the Brockton Enterprise. Even my dad, he has a lot of connections. So he brought someone that had a lot of property on Main Street in Brockton, Mass. And he came, he saw the private launch, he was impressed, and he donated about $10,000 to the team. So that gave my team the opportunity to create their first studio. And from there on, we just started building and building.
All right. And right now, where are you guys at right now?
Right now, Animon Studios is the company that has been established, and we're well known to the point that Jaylen Brown from the Boston Celtics, he gave...
How to be Boston.
It's all about Boston at the end of the day, baby. We're always winning. But basically, him and his wife had $1 million to give 10 businesses. And one of the businesses was ours, Animon Studios. So we got $100,000 so we can put towards the company and see growth.
That's nice. And shout out to Jaylen, man. Shout out to Jaylen. I believe, he's the only Boston Celtic I would scream for. But that's good, man, because you need investors, and you guys invested the time on Rui. Rui invested time on you guys, and now money's coming in, and you guys are making good films, right?
Yeah, I mean, basically now, what does it take to make a film? Well, you need a screenwriter to write the story. You need actors to act it out. You need a cinematographer, right? You need someone to cut and edit. You need a good director, and you need a team with patience and good attitude. So therefore, once all that is established, now we have to go to streaming services and try to sell it, So if they're impressed, they'll buy it. And therefore, it's called intellectual property. And they can do whatever they want with it. So sometimes it's your creation, but you have to give it away. And that's hard for some folks.
Yeah. And I want to say this. Usually, when I used to do my podcast, I would just record. Just grab the phone, put it there, record. And Alvin, I can see he's getting so much knowledge because he brought this knowledge out today. Like, we're here in Puerto Rico, man. As you can see, we have no mics, and there's no mic here on the roof or on the side, nothing. The lights we're using are basically my grandmother's beauty salon lights, plus some other lights that we brought. If it would have been up to me, since I don't have the knowledge that, he has, I would have just put the phone, maybe a few lights, and that's it. But this guy, he was like, no, Steven, we need to get the right area.
The night light,
the nice light.
View.
We need more light here. We can move these chairs here. Like, he got into it. Like, I just left him alone. I was like, all right, man. Because I saw his eyes and the way he was acting, he was on his zone. So I can see this is his zone. He was like, step aside, I know this.
Yeah.
And, I'm like, you know what, man? You're right. Because I've been talking to him like all week. And I'm like, you know what? He's right. Like, I can see it's on his veins. Like, he's living it. He has learned a lot. And like, this is just a beginning podcast. Like I said, there's going to be more podcasts. There's going to be more professional. So we're working with what we got. Mm-hmm. But the little that we got, he made it seem and he made it work like if it was a professional studio. I want to tell you face to face, I like the way you're heading, and I can see that you have future in this, because you made out of something small, just a conversation with my cousin. What do we got? We got a cell phone? That's fine. Mm-hmm. What do we got? Can we get a few lights in here? Mm-hmm. That's fine. But you wanted it to be good. You wanted it to be perfect, and the at least a little bit professional. And that's why I shot my mouth, like, do your thing, because I saw the way you got into it. Like, when I got here, I'm a very real person. I like reality.
Yeah.
But Alvin said, no, man, I need to change my clothes. I need to get ready. And man, only actors do that, you know. And that's when I was like, yo, man, he's gonna be something.
Well, I mean, I'm surrounded by professionals,
Yeah.
so I care about the audience. You know, if you're gonna be a content creator, then you gotta care about the audience because they're the ones who are gonna subscribe.
Yep.
They're the ones who are gonna be like, you know what, I like his content.
Yep.
That's why I'm subscribing because I want to see more of it. Now, thank you for giving me that credit. I gotta give you the same credit because I don't really talk on film like that. I'm still practicing. Right? Becoming an actor, people think it's easy. Oh, I want to be in a movie. Yeah, but then you got to learn the monologues. You got to learn whoever wrote the script and do it right. You got to act it out and make it believable. So therefore, me watching my cousin on Instagram, he does sports podcasts. He does news podcasts. And he just takes the phone, puts it on the steering wheel, and starts talking without fear. So that's what I learned from you, confidence. You know, you're not thinking about what other people are saying about you or thinking about you. No,
never.
You're basically going in and talking about what you want to talk about. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Either way, you're watching them. So therefore, that's how it is. You can't be scared to be yourself. And all these years I was, because once again, my family's very religious. So I don't want to disappoint them and I don't want to embarrass them. But at the end of the day, I don't have no money coming in.
Yeah.
And usually the stupid people on the internet are the ones who become famous because, you know, they do what they got to do. They turn on the camera and start recording. And even though it's clownish stuff, people want to see that.
People want to see content.
Yeah, either kids or an adult, whatever. It's about what content you're providing. I'm just more professional and I try to protect my character as much as possible.
But it's because you're surrounded. I haven't been surrounded by no people that work with film. I did a morning show when I was in high school. You know, shout out to Robinson High School in Tampa. And I did camera. I did spoke. I never had problems talking. I like the camera. Okay. And even when I was little, my mom has a lot of videos for me because I used to want to be a reporter, a news reporter. So we could be in the kitchen and I'll be like, yo, so mom is making some fish, man. This fish is gonna be off the hook, you know. And everybody will gang up on me like, send a shout out. Why you always gotta be recording? Why you always wanna? And I like it, man. I like giving content, you know. And I have never had issues talking to the camera. And I want to say, in your case, you've been surrounded by actors, you've been surrounded by film people, and that is, you know, helping you a lot to even make great things out of something small. Like, no, we can fix this. You know, if all we got is a Kodak camera, Alvin's gonna make it work. Right?
You got to take initiative. You know, if you're gonna do something, do it all the way. And that's what it takes. So therefore,
and that is true, man. When I wanted my sports podcast, I remember I would always say it, but I would never start it. And one day I grabbed the phone. I remember I was driving, and I grabbed the phone. I was like, I'm gonna let people know what I'm gonna do. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok wasn't going on yet, but I was like, I'm just gonna record and let everybody know, yo, be ready, because I'm gonna start doing this. And I did it, and that's when I had a little bit of fear.
Yeah, of course.
It had been a while since I recorded something. And I did it, man. I was like, I'm driving. I should have not done it because I was driving. But I was like, this is it. And that's what you said. You got to take initiative, and you got to take that step, man.
Yeah.
You gotta, just like when you're a baby and you finally get up. You know, you've been
wobbling.
Wobbling. But then you take that first step, and then it's a wrap. You're going, and that's just how it is in life. And sometimes we're afraid to take that first step. And I was afraid. I want to say I was afraid because he told me about, I don't like talking in the camera. I don't like doing that. I like being more behind the scenes. And I was like, bro, you're an actor to
no
me.
one's gonna get to know
me.
me.
Be afraid. So I got afraid because I was like, I'm starting this podcast. We're on it right now. But I wanted to interview him, and I didn't know how to tell him. I didn't tell you this. I didn't tell you this. But I wanted to ask you, because we spoke so much, and we hadn't seen each other in years. And his brother, we started talking about you know, recording and everything. And that's when it came out. And I was like, I would like to interview you guys. but I didn't think Alvin was gonna be up for it, so I asked Elliot. But Alvin was in the conversation. He was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "Oh, so I can get you and I can get Elliot to do it, and that now we can get our 2 episodes going on, and it's who else has started, than with my own family." And I'm glad you said yes, man.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I'm helping him out, but at the same time, he's helping me out because I'm actually get to know him.
Yeah.
So this is a good opportunity. And you're gonna suck at first at everything, right?
Yep.
Who was born a perfectionist?
Yep.
No. So you gotta suck, and then you gotta deal with that suckness, and then just overcome it, and then suddenly you become better. Yeah. Because people will tell you that you're better. They'll be like, "Yo, I saw your podcast. I was awesome. I wish I could do that." So therefore it's like, oh no, you can do that. It's just, you got to believe in yourself, So that's the first step, believing in yourself.
Yeah. And I wanted to say, I forgot what I was going to say, but yeah, man, you got to take that first step. It's a must. It's a must. And he's helping me out too, because like I said, I didn't know squat. I was just gonna put the phone right there and start recording. And when you're doing podcasts, man, it helps you out a lot because you cannot just turn on the camera and start speaking. The reason I do it is because I know basketball. I've been doing basketball my whole life since I was 5 years old. I did tournaments in Florida. I played in Washington State. I've done a lot of leagues, and I know basketball, so I can speak it from the heart. Mm-hmm. But I can tell you this, sometimes I wanted to say something about history about basketball or something like that, and I had to look it up. So when you're doing podcasts, it helps you learn too, because you got to get prepared before you turn on the camera, because you don't want to say some foolishness or something you don't know about, and then have, like 1,000 comments on like, "Hey man, you don't know what you're talking
Correct.
about." And that can happen, but only if you got facts to back it up. Mm-hmm. But if you don't know nothing about what you're talking about, you don't do it, man. So always prepare yourself and learn. Podcasts can help you learn things before you turn on the camera, because you have to. You have to if you don't want to get bullied.
Correct.
All right. At the end of the day, people are still gonna talk, but it's different when they talk and you can smack them in the face with the results and with your knowledge, than when they talk and you're like trying to find out, what am I gonna say? How am I gonna answer? And you don't show your face, because when people start talking smack and you can show your face, that's when they put the head down.
Mm-hmm. Keyboard gangsters.
But when you don't show your face, that's when you start losing creativity, and your podcast is just gonna go downhill.
Correct.
All right.
And a lot of people will tell you how to do it. They never did it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I don't even need your comments if you haven't done it.
That is so funny you say that, because when I started my podcast, I started it thinking that most of the friends that I was on a chat with, and we will speak basketball all day long, I was like, when I start this, they're gonna support me. They're gonna be a part of it. Mm-hmm. So this is gonna be great. I was thinking about them as well. Mm-hmm. They were the first people that laughed at me, that told me, why was I doing that? Why? What do I know about basketball? Who do you think you are? You're now ESPN? Dude, I heard all of this.
Yeah.
And what's funny is, none of them had podcasts before. I stopped talking to them immediately, because when you have people doubting you, don't even turn your attention towards them. Not even to argue. Just walk away and prove them wrong. But that's what I did. And by the year or the second year of my podcast going, some of those guys started their own podcast, talking about basketball, talking about sports. Really? And I'm like, wait a minute. So you told me why, you asked me why was I doing that? That I didn't know that who does a podcast about just basketball, whatever. Mm-hmm. And now you're doing the same thing that I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I inspire you, my man. Mm-hmm. So
some people are hating on you because you're living their dream.
Yeah.
Right?
You're taking that step that they're afraid to take.
Yeah. They're dreaming while you're actually living it.
Yeah.
And that's why they're mad at you.
Yeah.
So that's why they got a hate comment.
Yeah.
That's why they gotta be like, yo, I don't know why you're doing this. You look foolish. No, you look foolish talking trash.
Yeah.
Without doing anything in your life. So I got that all my life.
Yeah, man. You're always gonna dream, but you can dream and stay on bed, or you can dream and get your butt out the bed and start producing. So, what type of dreamer are you? You gotta ask yourself that question.
That is true.
I'm gonna write that down. I like that.
Yeah, who am I? You gotta ask yourself that.
Yeah.
And you're constantly changing. And that's what I tell people. That's what people see in me. I'm 38 years old. I know I'm in my 20s, but it's because I'm always active. I'm always moving.
Yeah.
If I accomplish something, now I'm going to do something that I haven't done before and see where that goes, right? When I came here, he was like, yo, you want to play some Madden? I was like, yo, I haven't played Madden in years. And then I started playing. Learning the controls, the tutorials, and then slowly but surely, I'm like, all right, I know what moves to make. But he's a professional. I'm a rookie. I understand that. I understand that. I'll take that.
Hey, and what he said is very important, guys. Like, don't just stay on one level. Because I have spoken with people that have been doing their same job for over 50 years, 40 years. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to get, your dream job, and you're fine at it, 8 to 5, whatever, you want to do that for the rest of your life, that is fine. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. Lots of my family members have done that. But me personally, I'm sure Alvin as well, I have goals. I had goals from my 20s to my 30s, and now I'm in my 30s, and I've realized, I was like, I don't want to do the same thing for the rest of my life. I want to learn new things. I want to do a different job. Right now, I'm a barber. And I've been a barber for 20 years now. And I was like, this is it. I'm going to be 40 being a barber. I'm going to be 50 being a barber. For those of you who want to be a barber, you can be a barber your whole life. I have friends that have been barbers their whole life. But me personally, I'm thinking there's more to life.
Yeah.
I want to learn more things. I don't just want to be like, I was a barber my whole life. No, I don't want to do that. So right now, I became a car seller. I sell cars online, which does not take me away from the barbershop. I'm doing I'm selling insurance. I just started that, so don't ask me that. But,
okay.
And solar panels. So I got a lot of things going on, and it's all independent. But I'm learning along the way, and eventually I can just keep being a salesman, be a barber on the side, or who knows, stop being a barber and just focus on sales. But I'm enjoying the new routes that are coming into my life, and all these routes, they become one in knowledge and experience, so what Alvin said is very important. Don't just stay in one level. If you want to be a barber your whole life, fine, be a barber your whole life, but you were a barber here, now let's start your own business.
Correct.
Now you started your own business, I don't know, let's open a school, of barbering. Just move, trying to have new goals, and I believe goals keep your heart pumping.
Well, yeah.
Keep you alive.
Yeah, you don't want to say, why me? You want to say, why not?
Why not?
Take that opportunity. It's going to make you better. It's going to have you help somebody else out that was scared, who didn't know the rules. So therefore, I told myself I don't want to be one-dimensional. Some people call me a one-man band, because I have so much different abilities when I'm at the studio.
So your last time in Puerto Rico was like 25 years ago, 20 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
So he could have stayed in Boston, being surrounded by the same people. He was like, wait, there's family I haven't hang out with.
Yeah.
There's my roots that I haven't gotten in contact with. So let's go to PR. You're now in PR. How has it been, man? Let's talk about PR now.
Well, it's been a good experience because it's been a week now, and I got to know my dad's friends from when he was in high school and college. They told me stories that I haven't known about. I got to know.
You got to know your father a lot more.
A lot more. I got to speak and converse to my aunt, my cousins. Got to know them better. Now I went to many beaches, so I got to learn the roots and how Puerto Rico came to be. So, like I said, it's all about the journey. And now I'm more in touch with my family, and now we can communicate.
And this is happening thanks to that, and you're here in PR, you're going to all these places, how do you feel about it now? Like, yes, you feel like you're more close to your family.
Well,
but
yeah.
do you see yourself doing something here in Puerto Rico, or maybe film, or
Well, I mean,
because right now, I mean, we got in touch, so I'm sure we're gonna stay in touch, you know. But you personally, well, do you have any goals, like coming back here, trying to do something here?
well, let's see. I mean, right now I'm trying to find myself still, like always. You know, so yeah, I'm helping out in the film industry, and I'm trying to get to know what I'm good at, right? So I invest my time. I can produce, as in create ideas and content, and I'm also an assistant. You know, some people are afraid to be an assistant.
Yeah.
Like that's how you learn. All right. You don't want to think that hey, someone's treating me like I'm below. No, it's you're there ready to learn.
Me and Alvin were talking about this a few days ago. Editing is not easy. You know, having a podcast is not easy. Staying trending is not easy. Why? Because you gotta have content, and you gotta be real with yourself. You gotta want to talk to people, because you're not just talking to the camera. You're talking to I mean, the whole world can watch you. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, because you know, when you start, you don't get as many views, but you want to get to a certain point that, you know, thousands of people are watching you. So you gotta inform yourself. You gotta get knowledge. You gotta be patient. You gotta stay consistent, man. You have to. I failed on that, and my podcast was going so great, and I was just like, I have so many things going on, and because I have family, you know, I have a wife, I have kids, and I just got drowned with so many things, and work and everything. And one of the things that I did was quit my podcast, and I hated it. I hate that I did that. And at the end of the day, even if you have 2 minutes to give to the audience about whatever your podcast is about, and you can do it. And I was just a punk, man, because the week has 7 days. Each day has 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And if you add all the minutes that you spend sitting down or on your phone, you would have done a podcast.
True.
And you know, it takes time. You know, I'm not the same man I was when I left the podcast. And it has always spoke me in my heart, my chest, my brain, that yo man, you left this behind. You're good at it. Because people told me I was good at it. My views were showing me that. And you know, my soul is like, we left this behind. We need to pick it up again, you know, and get back on it, get back on track, you know. And that's what I did. I was like, where's the podcast at? Here you go, man. Let's get back on this, all right? Because I have more knowledge. I believe I'm a better man. And while I'm trying to do this again, this guy comes along and he's like, yo man, I'm doing this, I'm doing film, I'm doing all this thing. I'm like, whoa, I'm thinking ahead. Like he said, maybe not now, but we don't know if in the future, Alvin can be like, yo Steve, why don't you come to Boston and let's see what we can do over here, man. Or hey, I want to invest in Puerto Rico, so let's do this. Let's try something. And I'll be like, yo man, you the boss, so you know, you let me know. Or maybe my podcast is going well, thanks to you guys, and I'm like, yo man, I think you need to invest some money on this so we can all get paid, you know? Yeah. And, you know, I appreciate you for that. And it's when you put your mind to something, I believe it starts coming if you're working hard. Like, I didn't know he was doing that. And it's funny that I decided to start all of this thing, and my mom was like, yo, I was going to PR. I was like, oh, I haven't seen him in a while. But I was worried too. I was like, is he gonna like me? Are we gonna be able to talk, you know? And we started talking, and I'm thinking about the podcast. I don't know if he does film yet. I mean, I seen him on Instagram, but I didn't know you were that into it.
Correct, because I was behind the scenes.
Yeah. And it's funny how I'm thinking about the podcast, he comes along and it clicks, you know? So when you put your mind onto something, talk about it. Yeah. Talk to people about it, because you never know who's doing that. He was doing it behind the scenes. And I didn't know that. And I started talking to him. We're talking. I'm like, oh snap. I want to start this podcast. Like, yo man, I'm into film. You know, I can show you this. Mm-hmm. And it all clicked. So when you have ideas, you know, try talking, you know, because you don't know is somebody, the person you're talking to might not do anything, but he might be like, yo, man, I know somebody that works with editing, and he might help you out. Or, it's either that or they can criticize you, but criticism is it's just a boost, baby. It's just a boost, all right? So
once again, just to say, everything has a meaning, or you can put a meaning into everything.
Yep. Hey, man, we're about to wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's been great, but one more thing. What is the best thing about Puerto Rico that you have done right now? Like, what has fulfilled you? I know family time has, but what can you say? Beaches, what can you say?
Well, I mean, first of all, the beaches are awesome, and you can just immediately jump in. Where I'm from, we just dip our feet in, and that's it, because it's too cold.
Yeah.
So, one is the hospitality around here.
Yeah.
Everyone actually respects each other. Everyone respects the flag. We're all about independence. So I feel like we're all a family, and we're all one. Different cities, but the same characteristics. Respect each other like you would respect yourself in a way.
Yeah.
And just the experience here of the heat, of the clear blue water, the animals roaming around, people just hustling and grinding, and
he did like that.
It's just being in America. Some people are materialistic and they think about expensive things and how to get bigger things, and I see people just trying to provide for their family. Have love in the family, keep the family together. So that's important, and that's what I just witnessed right now. So
that's what you're taking back.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't have that much family back where I'm from, in the United States. So now I feel like I can come to my homeland and break bread with my family.
And realizing that it's just a lesson for all of us that the free things in life are the best thing, man. Because I saw this guy climbing a rock and just seeing the ocean. And when you meditate that, you can see, hey, it's free. It's just free, man. And sometimes I did live in the States, and it's a rush hour most of the time.
It's a rat race.
And you don't realize what you have around you. And sometimes we gotta stop and realize that our family, the things that surround us, the beautiful sky, the ocean,
nature.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, nature. Those things are free, man. All right, so. Take a minute to enjoy your family, talk to them, turn off the phone. If you gotta turn off these podcasts, just turn it off.
And, subscribe first.
Subscribe first, hit the like button. But, turn it off. Be with the family. That's what we did. We spoke, we ate, we got fat, we went to the beach, we enjoyed our time. And what I like that the time we were talking, we were spending with each other, none of us were on the phone. So, enjoy the free things in life. Look at the sky, look at the stars, man. That is free, all right? So, Alvin, I appreciate your wisdom, transferring it to me, the knowledge that you have provided me, during this time. I appreciate you coming. I realized I have a lot of things in common with a cousin that I hadn't seen in like almost 20 years. And I was a little kid, so he wasn't really gonna talk to me because I was, way younger than you. Yeah. But right now, we're grown men, and I appreciate you opening yourself towards me and letting me know what you're about, because I know you don't really do that a lot.
But I feel like I'm ready. I feel comfortable, of course, with family.
Yeah, man, and what you have done throughout the years just motivates me. Because when you were talking to me, I was like, yo, man, nobody was seeing him, Nobody was seeing him. Nobody was seeing what he was doing. He was doing it for free.
Correct.
So you kept at it, man. So that motivated me. I was like, and
I'm here to inspire.
Yeah, man. And I see your work. I see his work. You can follow him on Instagram. We're going to have it right here, the link. And support my boy here. And I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you allowing me to interview you, because I know you get shy, you don't like that stuff, but you were like, no, Steven, we can do it.
No, we can do this.
And like I said, he did everything. He got dressed up, he fixed everything here. All we needed was the makeup. So, but I want to say thank you for coming to Puerto Rico. Thank you for opening yourself to me, because at first I was worried. I was like, I want to hang out with him, But like I said, I don't know if we're gonna click.
Correct.
And we did click really good, man.
Obviously, yeah.
And I enjoyed the time with you. We laughed, we had fun. I know you gotta get back to Boston and do your thing. But you know, you have a cousin here. I'm gonna stay in touch with you. And you know, man, I appreciate you.
Hey,
Thank you. Thank you so
appreciate
much.
it.
All right.
Thank you.
You guys subscribe. There's gonna be more things coming. We're also gonna have this podcast in Spanish as well. So all my gente que habla español, venimos por ahí también, okay? Así que estén pendientes y gracias por sintonizarnos. Thank you for, you know, watching us, and hopefully you can take a lot of things from what we said. You know, it was just not a conversation with my cousin. It was also a lesson for you guys and a few knowledge that you guys can put on your life. And hey, man, start your podcast. All right,
Do your thing.
Do your
Don't
thing.
let anyone tell you otherwise.
Sigue para adelante. Thank you.
Peace.